To start this off, I want to say that there are multiple different devices you can use for aimbot when it comes to DMA. The most popular are the CamBox line and the Arduinos. There's a new competitor out there on the market known as the Maku. These are the newer to the market kind of thing, and they seem to be having less detection issues, but in time, everything does eventually get detected either way. So hopping straight into it, let's talk about the CamBox. Some people have deemed the CamBox to be much like a host shield and Arduino Leonardo combo, but with like an added benefit of protection of not passing through the HID descriptors, serials, or other important data onto the gaming PC. There are multiple versions of the CamBox, such as the CamBox B Plus and the CamBox B Plus Pro, with an optional LCD display being the difference. And then there's the newer CamBox Net that includes a screen without any other options. That's pretty much the difference between the two models. It just seems to be the cost and the speed and smoothness of use. I only have personal use with the CamBox Net. You can find these for as little as 20 to 40 USD. To put things simply, the cheat running on your DMA PC is going to tell your mouse where to go and when to control recoil if you're using RCS, and this is all done by simulating mouse events. In the general scheme of things, when it comes to what you'd like to purchase, keep in mind that sometimes it's better to pick the lesser used of the two, as the more popular these methods of mouse control become, the more likely they are to be tapped by an anti-cheat team. A solid example of this would be that EAC has been going after the CamBox users on a certain build and shooting game owned by Epic Games. If you were to ask me what works for you, it would be a hard one. The games I tend to play with the CamBox, it's more than enough. If you play games that are using higher end versions of EAC, I would avoid the CamBox at all costs. Let's talk about the Maku. So this is going to be the Maku right here that you can see on your lovely screen. We've got some inputs here, as well as some outputs. And we've got the board right here. So you can see Mac driver 1, USB 1, 2, and 3. And this is going to be what's considered the newest to the market and the safest to use right now. You can see we have two buttons here, one on the left and one on the right. And these are going to be coming in handy when it comes to flashing this device. The hardware that you're seeing right here has been sent to me by the sponsor of this video. You know, we love our guys over at DMA Kingdom for supporting the channel, and you guys can check those guys out at the link in the description. So anyways, I'm going to show you how to flash this and set it up. And then we're going to be talking about a certain chip on here that you might need a soldering iron to correctly modify to make yourself safer. So when you get your order from DMA Kingdom, you will get your Maku, and you will get 2 USB cables for use. So we're going to go ahead and open these up. So over on our PC, you're going to see the flash files here in a zip file. You're going to go ahead and open these, and you're going to dump them to a random folder. We're going to drag all these and drag them over. If you do get a virus notification like me, we can go to see threat details, go ahead to actions and hit allow on device. And then obviously make sure that the virus and threat protection is just turned off immediately, and we're good to go. Try again, and everything's here. So again, you're going to want to be doing this on your second computer. It's going to be the ones that run the cheat that does not have the DMA card installed. What we're going to want to do to start everything out is to flash our device. So we're going to download the tool that you can see here, and we're going to open the AIO tool, which is going to be maku.exe. And the Maku is not connected, so we're going to go ahead and connect that. By the way, if you guys haven't set up the driver, make sure to do so. You can just easily drag and drop and run the CAT file, and once the driver's done, you are good to go. So the way you're going to put this into flash mode is you're going to hold it towards you with the USB ports facing towards your body like so. You are going to hold down the left button whilst plugging it into USB port 1 or the far left side. And then what you're going to see here on the computer is that the MCU is connected in flash mode and what COM port it's connected in. But either way, as long as you can see that it is now in flash mode, at the top, we're able to flash. So now what we're going to want to do is hit the left button to update the left side. So we're going to hit left, and we're going to hit flash left, go Maku left for me. You can see it updating, flashing completed successfully. Now we're going to unplug this, and we're going to hold down the right button and connect the USB to the right USB port of the Maku. So this one, then go ahead and hit right, and we're going to flash right and choose our right file. And the flash is completed successfully, so we can unplug the USB altogether. So now if you take the USB and plug it into the middle of the Maku and go back on your second PC and take a look, you'll see that the MCU connected in normal mode on COM7. So now that flashing is complete, to understand how this works, again, we're going to put these 3 USBs facing towards you. The very far left side is going to be plugged into the main PC. The very right side is going to be connected to your mouse, and the middle is going to be connected to your second PC that's running the cheats. If you decide that you do want to use the V3 firmware, you have to break off a certain chip that is on here. That chip is going to be right here. It's going to be a little hard to see on camera, hopefully not too hard. but there's a little chip right above this button that you'll have to quote unquote break off. This chip is a ESP32 chip. And unfortunately, it can show up on the main PC depending on the firmware that you use. So if you do just want to be safe about it, you can remove that very far left chip. The easiest way to do that, and I'll show you how to do it now, is to actually use a soldering iron and actually just remove it without having to break anything, as you can hurt the motherboard, or the daughter board in this case, I guess, for this system. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to remove these 4 screws here, and this little chip right by my nail has to come off. So let's really quickly show you how to do that. Now, I do want to note, if you guys are purchasing after watching this video, this chip will not actually come installed on this board, so you won't have to do this. But if any of you have bought a Maku from, say, any other provider, and you're not sure about this, I would highly recommend taking a look at the chip to make sure that that is not there. If it is there and you are using the newer firmware, you might want to break this chip off or solder it off, etc. As you are, like I said, just kind of at risk at a anti-cheat detection, as this chip is visible on the main PC. Unfortunately, not all anti-cheats are going to catch it right away, but again, we're just looking out for the guys that have this chip and want V3 firmware. All right, well, with our soldering iron getting up to 290 Celsius right now, we're going to go ahead and pick this bad boy up. And we're going to make sure that the USBs on the far, like facing you, the far left side, we're going to go for that capacitor right over the button, the very tip end there. And I'm going to try to do this on camera the best that I can. It's kind of hard. So we got to just lightly touch around this capacitor until it starts to desolder itself. And there you go. It's going to be a little hard to see, but we got that capacitor off. So that is like the safe way of doing it, is with a soldering iron, but that is no longer there. So now that that's done, we're going to open up the Maku flasher again. And we've done that successfully. Flash right, and we're going to do V3 right. And 100%. We can now unplug that and plug this into the middle and see that we are connected in COM7. Absolutely zero issues. So again, that was with removing that capacitor right there. Absolutely flawless. Hell yeah. Anyways, my name is Tabz, and I will see you guys on the next one. And through my own experience with cam boxes, they are getting tapped in some EAC higher level games, but at the end of the day, if it works for you, it does. But if you're playing games like CS, you really don't even have to worry. Cam box is probably going to stay forever undetected.